Every time I look at this game, I think it's just like EU4, but better. Hey, Nico. Yeah, Rome's doing good, but Rome seems to have stagnated. In fact, many of the major powers seem to have stagnated. They've grown big and then just stopped. Oh, Mauryan Revolt might actually be on the verge of beating Moria, finally. Like, this war has been going on for a very, very long time. Like an obnoxious amount of time, basically. Right, how's my population split now? 30% slave. We only have 10% tribesmen now. Crikey, we've done a great job at upgrading those. 25% citizen, 33% freeman. Cool. 89 Germanic, 87 Chusic. Yes, I will absolutely accept that. You're sending me money. Thank you ever so much for that. Dorbunia seems to be doing well. Hibernia Separationalis still taking on Ireland. EU4 is bloated, but I put so many fun hours into it. It's the best game ever. I would agree with that. I mean, it is bloated, but mostly in good ways. Right, can I merge these two armies together yet? Still. I don't like how they just stay permanently loyal to some random dude who they've had absolutely no contact with for decades. Unfortunately, because I'm not a civilized nation, I can't... actually, can I? Who are they loyal to again? Program Dagaretius. Is he one of these guys? Nope, but he is one of your clan. He's loyal. They're loyal to this guy. And yeah, there's no reward veteran, so you can't make people disloyal. Which is very disappointing. Newfound tribesmen. After certain disagreements internally in Cotinia, a group of tribesmen have left Bragitio and are looking for a new home in Brocasta. Though they are Though they are somewhat different to our own people, they would surely integrate in our society quickly enough. If Cotinia wants to try and get them back, they can certainly try. Good luck with that. Now the game is released, am I enjoying it? Do I think someone who enjoys EU4 and Stellaris will? Yes. So what I've been saying is the mechanics and foundations of this game are really good. I very much like what they've got here, and I can see a lot of potential for future building on. This is Paradox, we know DLCs are going to happen, and I think that they have built a very good platform for adding more stuff to it. And what's there already is excellent. It's very good. My major criticism of the game right now is the UI. I think that when EU4 released, they put a huge amount of effort into the UI, and it showed. I do feel like this is a bit of a step backwards in terms of like how polished the UI is. But UI, I don't think that's not a major problem to fix. UI, in the grand scheme of things, is relatively simple to clean up and fix and add a couple of more information areas. So I don't see that being a major problem for a while. Should be relatively easy to overcome. And that really is my only major criticism. And I do reckon this is going to be a little bit difficult to get into. Like, I would very strongly recommend play the tutorial. It's not a good introduction to Grand Strategy. If you are new to Grand Strategy, play Europa Universalis, play Stellaris. Those two are far more... are far easier to get into. Stellaris in particular, I would say. But if you like Europa Universalis, then you will find very little here that you probably wouldn't like. If you like any of the other Paradox games, if you're a Paradox veteran, then yes, this is good. Gotta keep that pop growth. Okay, we're making money again. Which is lovely, because I really want to get these 2 extra heavy infantry units that I've been waiting so patiently for. And we can do another invention. Probably the supply lines. So Omen Power is also very tempting. No, we're going to go for the siege engineers. Coastal sieges were particularly harsh, as often enemy cities would resupply by sea. By establishing our own our own system of patrol and supply, we can cut off our foes' hope. Okrima has a son. Cool. And we do have a ton of cash, which we should probably start to reinvest. So, where did we have the most slaves? Ciscarpathia now, really? Oh, yeah, it's the capital. I was thinking that was Subcarpathia. And then Venadia. So Venadia, we want to build granaries. So if we go to here, and then granary, then sort by province, then Venadia. We can just make sure that there is a granary in each of those provinces, as appropriate. And then we can go to the next one, which is going to be Carnuncia. Really? Carnuncia is mega slavey. Interesting. There we are. Money spent. Building's building. And the heavy infantry is almost done, so our budget will go down a little bit. I'll rephrase, who's the strongest power in Britain? Dobunia. Eadmund Theodus, a man of sound reputation, and Sigmund Dualdus, a nobleman of great virtue, have recently started to spar furiously. So I can tell them to stop bickering, or I can side with one or the other. Generally siding with one in this instance is the better option. One of them is extremely loyal, one of them rather less so. So this is a good opportunity to bounce the 2 out. Sigmund! Congratulations. What's my income? Plus 2.3. Because I do have a pretty large standing army at this point. What is my standing army? 138. Compare that to Rome. I have a bigger army than Rome. They have more manpower, of course, but I do have a bigger military. They also have almost 4,000 population. I have 1,400. Macedon, 3,000. Thrace, 1,300. I outnumber Thrace. Carthage, 3,700. Egypt. Oh! Wait. Egypt seems to have gone kaboom. Their country name is literally 3 lines. I'm gonna guess that's a revolt. Hellenistic major power of... ... Nope, that is not a revolt. That is literally the Hellenistic power of ... Triple dash. So Egypt has imploded. The Mauryan revolt continues to fight on. The Seleucids, I think, are actually strengthening a little bit down there. Phrygia still fighting their civil war. Oh, Carthage is being attacked by Tartessia. Carthage being taken down by Tartessia? Really? Who are you fighting? Tartessia, Ogramesia, Bendumnesia, Tapolia, Carpanesia, Venetia, Mendiolora, Baccaria, and Carpetania. So in other words, lots of people. Okay, so you're at war with Iberia. Is basically what I'm seeing there. Okay. .. is the mightiest. Long may their empire survive. And wait, Phrygia just gave me money. That's nice of them. Barbarians! Ah. Yeah. Where's my cavalry? There you are. Hello. Go squish squish. Pretty pleased with the cherry on top. Right, so the granaries have been built, so that's even more population growth. So nearly there. Really? I don't think we can win this. Military 6. Could be okay. Especially as we are light cavalry versus they're not light cavalry. They don't even have any heavy infantry to hold the line. No, this is going to be... Well, actually, they are doing quite well. -2. Well, they have the terrain penalty. Their commander is quite substantially better than ours. So we are taking losses here. Ooh, we can get another tradition. Lovely. You're going to Duretia. These are more barbarous barbarians. Another slave to Abdura. And we could get another military tradition. However, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until we get Miltech 6 and then we'll grab it, because that will reduce the price by 25%. Yeah, you generally, and this is a fairly good like guideline, you want to have as many traditions as you have military tech. So we're currently on 5 traditions, we have Miltech 5, we're like on schedule. So we'll wait until the 6th one, and then we'll get the 6th tradition. Some of the youth of the city of Dur, Cotinia, have started partaking in old fertility rites. Enjoy yourselves. The governor of Dacia's disloyal, eh? Well then, I think you require a bribe. Much better. How long? September 97. 2 years. 2 more years. I must admit, I do wish that Speed 5 was a bit quicker. Because right now I am just waiting for technologies to tick up so I can get my monarchy. What's Rome's technology? Their technology is quite substantially better than mine. Edmund Theodus is dead. Where's the bodyguard? Okay, so we need a new one. Rome's tech right now is 12, 14, 13, 13, compared to my 5, 5, 5, 5. So Rome is quite far ahead of us, which is why I really want to, like, hasten the civilization. Because the more civilized you are, the more citizens you can support, the more technology you get. Right, we need a new bodyguard. And that's going to be Sigigigies. Not hugely loyal, but once we get the Scorned family done, I think he'll be okay. I feel like the quality of my governors has gone down a bit. Ooh, hello, level 14. And you have a commerce income bonus. Alright, I think we've just found a new governor. Let's take a quick look at our original governors, just see what level they are. 12, 6, 8, 9. So I think probably Hrogric Geraldus is going to get replaced. Rule kindly in a polymath. -1 zeal, +10 research. Ah. Although Pannonia only actually has 5 citizens, so that's a huge waste of talent. compared to here where there's 181. Yeah, you need to be replaced with someone a little bit more adept, I think. I really wish you could designate your own. Governor of your capital, because Okroma with his level 3 civic is bloody awful governor. And that means the whole of Venadia right now is earning a lot less than it should do, and that's one of my wealthiest provinces. Like bringing someone like Tunkwald in with his bonus to commerce income in Venadia would be amazing. Oh well, we'll just have to replace Pannonia. Which does mean he's going to be resetting all of the policies again, I know. You are very corrupt, but you are a better choice. Just double check the technology masters. 11, 10, 8, 12. And 8 really is the best. Alright then. Fortunately, Oratory is like the technology which is the furthest behind. One more year. The slaves rose up, the slaves died. Oh, and then fought again. Second time. Well, I guess I won that fight. Religious, level 6. Pop growth, 0.05. Ruler popularity, 0.05. Both of those, very strong choices. You know what, I cannot resist this. Bread stamps were used as a means of identifying which bakery produced any given loaf. This allowed for the identification of quality and the management of food to spread diseases. It's actually quite smart. A Minister of Excellence. Tutor Matthiodius has a fine display of financial acumen, has made significant alterations to the national budget. We should expect to see a much better revenue this year. Excellent, so we can gain plus 10% national tax for 2 years. Or we can give him the money. No. So what's going to be next? Miltech 6. And I think once we've got the monarchy, I'm going to start getting more aggressive, because it's getting a little dull just sitting here not growing. At that point, I think we'll be kind of on par with what Rome can do. Well, not on par. We'll be on par with, like, Thrace and Macedon. What is Macedon's population? They've got to be pretty... Yeah, they're at the 3,000. 16, 17, 18, 17. So we are still very much a barbarian faction. We are actually the equivalent of Thrace, I would say. Level 6 military. Tradition costs to just come down, so let's go ahead and buy another one. Chariot offense, light infantry, defense, army weight modifier. That would be nice. But I think in general those are a lot weaker than what I want. Shield wall is right there. Forest combat ability for archers and light infantry. Shield wall defense, which means lose less manpower. Archer defense, light infantry discipline. I don't know what raise levies does. I'm very curious about that. So let's do this, just because I want to see what raise levies is. The other thing I want to see is, where are my gems? Down here. Still a ways to go before we can get to that. Professional training, cohort recruit speed, hostile attrition +1. Ooh. Especially in a nation as big as mine. That would be devastating. And then siege ability +5 would also be very nice. Okay, there are quite a few good inventions becoming available right now, so I think I want to try and save as much civic power so I can get those inventions if I can. Eidgerd, he was the governor. Oh, the governor of Italia died. Well, in that case, I think I'm going to get the governor of Bohemia to replace him. Yeah, we're definitely doing that. Sorry, Pannonia. The governor of Pannonia. Even if he is a very corrupt sod. It has begun. Hey, Helson. Curious, what provincial things are you enacting? Wealth, religious conversion. Bleed them dry. Conversion, bleed them dry, wealth. These guys are mostly still civilization, culture conversion, religious conversion. Okay. And if you don't, like, tell them which policy to pursue, then they'll just do it automatically, I think. Whether they actually change those automatically or not, I don't know. However, I kind of doubt that they do, actually. So, what's my opinion of the game? I've been asked this a lot of times today already. I think that if you are a veteran of Paradox games, you will really like it. There is a bit of a learning curve. The tutorial is designed for those already familiar with Paradox games. So rather than saying, okay, in order to move armies, you go from here to here. In order to select a province, you click on it. It's more like, if fabricate a claim on Rome. Okay, congratulations, you fabricated a claim on Rome. Now go and declare war on Rome. Or actually you're playing as Rome, so it'd be like, fabricate a claim on the Etruscans. Okay, now declare war on the Etruscans and defeat them. It doesn't tell you how to do anything, it just kind of tells you what's available and what you can kind of expect to do in the game. So it definitely does require a little bit of a grand strategy background. In terms of the game itself, if you are a grand strategy veteran, I think you will like it. There is very little here not to like. I like the mechanics, I like the design decisions. I think it's a very solid foundation. It's a Paradox game. We know that there are going to be DLCs in the future, and I think the platform that they built to do that is very solid, and I'm looking forward to where it goes. It has a lot of potential. The major gripe and the major criticism I will levy against it, and this is the only thing stopping me from saying this is an unreserved recommendation to it's a reserved recommendation. So it's like I recommend this, but is the UI. I do think that this is a step backwards from games like Europa Universalis, which had an extremely solid UI when the games first came out, Stellaris as well. There is a lot of information hidden in menus. There's a lot of information that's just not present. The fact that there is no ledger is frankly criminal. So there desperately needs to be just another layer or two of polish on the UI elements. But the good news is UI is relatively easy from a development standpoint to implement. Most of what that's going to be is feedback driven. So people are going to say, I want to know what percentage of my provinces are citizen slaves, what culture they are, what religion they are. Because at the moment, it's very difficult to get that information in the places you want it. So for example, on the provinces map mode, there's no indication of what culture this province is. It just tells you where the different citizens are. It doesn't tell you what kind of population this is, which makes it very difficult to make decisions about your province policy. For example, from this map mode, which is the one you'll use the most frequently to do that. It's just little niggling things like that are the issue. There are a lot of good quality of life things which I simply haven't used yet. For example, the unit objectives, where you can tell them to automatically do things. I'm too much of a... I like my strategic micro too much to do that. I like to know where my armies are at any time in the world. But if I was playing as a bigger nation and a less... centralized, I guess? I mean, my nation is this area. And this is fairly easy to control. If I was playing as Carthage, with holdings in Sardinia, holdings in Sicily, holdings in North Africa, holdings in Iberia, potentially even holdings elsewhere in Greece and possibly even outside of that, then yes, I will be using those additional tools. The fact that they exist is really cool. Also, something which wouldn't even occurred to me is the fact that you can use that to automate, for example, your navies, which I think will be very useful. So, overall, I think I decided it was a 7.5 out of 10. And yes, I would recommend this with an asterisk. Like, it needs a little bit of extra work. Particularly the UI. Right, where's my technology? So close. So close. I'm really hoping that once I get this technology that I can create the monarchy at last. I'm saving oratory power. I want this to happen. The non-tuistic people of Heliconia. Our arbiter Gundergast Marculus has made plans to convert the whole non-Helveconia province of Helveconia to our faith. Though well-meaning originally, his ideas have become surprisingly bloody in the time past. So, 3 slaves convert, 1 slave is killed. He gains loyalty, the high priest loses loyalty. Or we don't go to extremes. You know what? Make an example. Convert the rest. Tusic is the only way that you can be. Thanks for the quality answer. Sorry about asking a question I'm sure you're super tired of. One of the reasons I'm streaming today, or streaming this today, is because I know people want to ask that. Because we haven't been able to answer it up till now, thanks to the embargo. And yeah, if you have any questions about like particular features or my impressions or critiques about, for example, combat, then do ask. Like, that's why I'm here. Civic advances have advanced. Excellent. So, are there any good ones? Province import routes. That's all of them. That's not just the capital. That's every single province gains an additional trade route. Monthly wages for characters goes down by 10% and slave... Okay, so apparently Tech 6 is a huge tech advance. There are a lot of really good Tech 6 inventions. Like 4 and 5 are a bit... there's 1 or 2 that are okay. And then 6 is just like, I want all the things. Click, 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 click. I need more civic power. Which is annoying, because Okrima Geraldus is a complete dunce when it comes to civics, just like basically all of my rulers. And there it is. Oratory level 6. Capital is Civilization 51. Let's save the game. And then government, laws... Absolute authority. Yes. Having seen the authority wielded by some of our neighbouring rulers, it becomes apparent that the head of our nation must seek to create greater executive powers amongst the disparate clans. And I don't think I can do the decision while we have disloyal, but hey, that's what bribery is for. Negotiate with revolting slaves. I don't have any revolting slaves, do I? Yeah, I think that because they spawned in the province that I had an army, they just instantly died. I do indeed have slave unrest. Huh. How long for? Please tell me that's not permanent. That is not permanent.